Minnesota State Police say that they've been locked out of the investigation into the killing of a woman by an ICE agent.
The FBI has taken over the case. The feds say the state police do not have jurisdiction here. People in Minneapolis and across the country have been staging protests. The federal government continues to claim that the agent was acting in self-defense when he fired into the car of Renee Good. Defense Secretary Kristi Noem has called this an act of domestic terrorism. Many people who have seen the video of the incident say this is not what happened. Now officials in Minnesota worry they won't get a fair investigation.
Very, very difficult for Minnesotans to think in any way this is going to be fair when Kristi Noem was judge, jury, and basically executioner yesterday. That's very, very difficult to think that they were going to be fair.
Minnesota is a train wreck. It is corrupt, and it was under the leadership of Governor Walz and this mayor that they allowed it to happen, and they let criminals and illegals and people abuse programs and steal the money, and now they're allowing violence to go forward on the streets as well.
We are learning more about the victim in the shooting. Renee Nicole Macklin Good was 37 years old. She was a citizen from Colorado originally and had recently moved to Minneapolis. She was the mother of 3 children, 2 teenagers and a 6-year-old. Her ex-husband said she was a devout Christian. She described herself online as a poet, writer, wife, and mother. She had studied creative writing at Old Dominion College in Virginia, and 5 years ago she won a prize for one of her works.
We've also learned more about the officer who shot and killed Renee Good. While he has not been identified by federal authorities yet, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says the officer has been injured by a vehicle within the past year.
In fact, the very same officer who was attacked today had previously been dragged by an anti-ICE rioter who had rammed him with a car and drug him back in June. He sustained injuries at that time as well.
Secretary Noem did not mention what the officer's recovery process was like or whether he'd had therapy to help with any trauma from that incident. The killing of Renee Good was well documented. There are at least 3 videos showing all or part of the shooting, as well as what happened immediately before and in the moments after.
And that includes one video taken from a witness who was just a few yards away from the shooting.
At the start of this video, Good is sitting in the driver's seat of a Honda Pilot that's blocking one lane of traffic. She is waving cars along. A truck stops and masked ICE agents jump out and rapidly approach her vehicle, ordering her to get out with expletives. An agent grabs the door handle and reaches through the window. Good backs the car up, then starts moving forward. An officer on the driver's side of the car, who had crossed from the passenger side, fires at least twice into the SUV. He fires with his right hand. Other videos show he had been recording the scene with a phone in his left hand. A close-up look at the front tires shows the car starts rolling as the wheels are turning to the right. It is one smooth motion, but the car moves forward before the turn is complete. By the time the officer fires, he is beside the vehicle. He stays on his feet throughout the incident. Good's car then continues straight down the road before crashing. The man who fired runs down to check in the car, then asks other agents to call 911. He is then driven from the scene by other ICE agents.
ICE has been criticized, meanwhile, for driving the shooter away, saying it disrupted an active crime scene.
No federal agents provided any medical help after the shooting, and they prevented bystanders, including one who claimed to be a doctor, from giving aid.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care! We understand. We got EMS coming in. I get it.
You can then hear in the video another agent telling the witness that EMS is on the way. It would be 15 minutes before they arrived. Now, that shooting in Minneapolis is sparking reaction far beyond the Midwest, including right here in Maine, where it's fueling new protests.
One of those protests